highway bars on the front of my Indian Springfield Dark Horse. I didn't get the Indian branded ones. I got the TCMT branded ones. They are the mustache bars. They already have like the plastic foot guards on top of them, which are extra if you buy the Indian ones. Slight differences in that the Indian one is in two pieces. The TCMT one is in one piece. So it's a little bit different installation process than what you would see on the Indian bar. So we'll walk through that today. There's a couple different options. I'm going to try to do it without having the bike on a stand at all, which entails loosening up some other lines to get the bars on. So let me show you what I got. So here's the box that they came in, or that they are in actually right now. So let's take a look at what's inside. Got a little ball here that I think feels like it's bolts. So I'm going to set that aside for now. Pretty sure it's bolts. And then here's the bars. These are different from the Indian ones. You'll see the Indian ones come in two separate pieces that kind of overlap right here in the middle. This is all one solid piece, which is going to make it really nice and solid when it's on the bike. I think it's probably a good design. So I think when I put these on, I want to be really careful about scratching. I've got some plastic like that, but not bubble wrap. I'm going to put back over it while I put these on. But yeah, these look really good. Here's the middle. As you can see, this is going to go against the frame at the top. There's two bolt holes. It'll go against this way towards the motorcycle. And then these bolt on towards the bottom. So let's get on with getting them on the motorcycle. All right, so this step is going to be needed whether you get the Indian brand ones or the TCMT ones like I've got here. There's two bolts on the bottom that hold the floorboard on and your brake pedal and everything here. So we need to remove those. And it should be an 8mm Allen. Is you want to make sure that you have this supported. So I'm going to put a box down there. So we don't put strain on our brake line. There is a brake line connection right here. This is just connecting it to the frame. So I'm going to use a 5mm Allen to pull that away and see if that gives me enough room to pull this gently forward and slide the highway bar in it. So here's the connector we're looking at. It's a 5mm Allen. If we can loosen that up. Okay. The other thing I've done is I've covered my fender here. I got these, they're covers for fenders when you're working on a car, but they should work, or they do work quite nicely. That should give me maybe. The bottom ends have to kind of swoop back to the frame, and you'll see an indentation up here. This is the top. So this part, the flat part, is going to be against the frame. So I think I have enough room with just that brake cable or brake line pulled away a little bit. Again, you don't want to move it too much because it's not a flexible brake line. So I'm going to try to snake this in here. I've got cardboard on the ground so I don't scratch the bars up. I'm trying to be really careful not to scratch the tank up. Trying to weave this through here. Just to get on the right side of where that needs to be. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get this part here up against these two bolts. If I can get those two bolts at least started, it'll hold it up, and then I can try to get everything else in place. So that is what I'm going to attempt. I left the plastic on here just because I don't want to scratch it to hell. I had to get around these bolts here on this floorboard, which was, you know, kind of a pain in the butt. I had to get this bolt here in before I could reinsert or reattach the floorboard. What that means is there's a really low tolerance here. So to add to the fun is these bars. So here's the good, the bad, and the ugly about them. They're a whole lot cheaper than the Indian bars. They look the same. They look actually really good. This is the first time I'm actually pulling the plastic away. They come with the little rubber grips already, which are like the Indian branded ones are like 80 bucks or 90 bucks, something stupid. So they look good. They look solid, which is also part of the problem too. They don't line up perfectly. And by that I mean these bolts here line up great. These bolts down here line up great. When you have these bolts attached, these bolts don't line up great. So what I had to do is I had to kind of get these top ones in, and then while I was holding up the floorboard with my knee, I was pushing against this with one arm as much as I could, because you got to flex it a little bit, and this is a pretty solid piece of steel. So I had to push like mad to get the bolt hole to line up down here and reattach it, and then I could get this solid enough to put the floorboard back on. That was a pain in the ass. Some choice words were used, which I guess mentally helps a little bit, but it doesn't do good for viewership all the time. So if you're going to get these, I still recommend them because, yeah, looking at them, they look really good. I'm impressed with the quality. Hopefully I won't ever use them or need them. But the alignment is, it's a two-person job, and I'm only one person here right now. I didn't have the foresight to call any friends to come over and help, so that's where we're at. Once you get that done, the last piece I've got to do yet is reattach this screw here. Hopefully I'm pointing the camera in the right direction for that brake line. But yeah, that was the trick. Taking the brake line, pulling it, enough, giving enough play to kind of push the bar in there. I was able to do it without a stand. Might have been easier with a stand, but it is definitely possible. The hardest part you're going to have, like I said, is aligning these bolts. So I will finish up with pulling this off. See, they look really nice. I'll reattach that bolt off camera. You don't need to see that. And then I'll torque these down. I'll leave the torque specs in the video description, or maybe I'll, you know, put them on here a little bit as I'm finishing up the video. But yeah, I recommend them. They look great. It's just have a buddy to help. Don't try to do it by yourself because it's a pain in the butt. All right. Any questions, comments, like and subscribe. I'll leave a link in the video description of where I got these parts. It's the same company that I did the rear engine bars for, or crash bars also. So yeah, good quality. Just fitment's a little tight, which means also I guess they won't come loose real easy. So, all right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go. Click on some other videos, but